Hey, our fighting word for today just is flee. And it doesn't seem like a fighting word. It seems like a running away word, right? It feels like it's one of those words that you would never use when you're talking about fighting. But there are those times when you just need to walk away or run away. In this case, when we're talking about sin, we're talking about especially sexual immorality. God warns us to just get out of there. 1 Corinthians 6:18. These are the fighting words for today. Paul says that to flee from sexual immorality. He says every other sin that a person commits is outside the body, but the sexually immoral person sins against his own body, and that's because God's plan for sex, his design for it was for a husband and a wife, right? A man and a woman within the beautiful relationship of marriage. That's what it was designed for. And I think, I don't know, my experience, and I think probably almost everybody else's experience, when you go outside of that committed relationship, outside of what God has designed, there's just always all this baggage, all these problems, all these hang-ups, all these issues. And I'm not saying that marriage is perfect always. I'm not saying that husbands and wives don't struggle sometimes. But again, the picture there is one flesh, right? A man and a woman, they join together in the bonds of holy matrimony, right? That's what you hear in the middle of the service. But it's that physical act, right? The ultimate in intimacy, the husband and the wife giving themselves 100% to each other for keeps. And so that physical action is really an expression of what's going on inside, of what's happening in terms of their commitment, in terms of their commitment not only to each other but to God. And all of that just is linked up and is really expressed in such a beautiful way. And so that's why he says, all the other sins are like something you do to somebody else. It's sort of an external thing. Now it comes from inside, right? When you yell at somebody, when you get angry or have all those issues. But again, there's this bonding time, this intimate thing that happens within the bonds of marriage, within that sexual union. That when it's done outside of that, it just causes all kinds of wreckage. So he says, flee from that. Have nothing to do with that. Just know that that's not part of your life. As a believer in Jesus, as somebody who wants to do things God's way, and really I just think anyone that wants to have a life that's full and a life that's just amazing, God has that for us. Now, for those of you out there and right who maybe have had a past or maybe are struggling with this right now, my word is flee. My word is to go to God. Not just away from that, but to Him. To know that He's forgiven you, to know that He has healing for all of that brokenness, healing for all of that death that maybe you've brought into your life or maybe was brought into your life. There's hope, there's healing behind that. That doesn't have to trap you. That doesn't have to become who you are, all right? So let's be free and let's use those fighting words against the devil and the world just to embrace the life God has for us, all right? We'll talk to you next time for another follow-through.